Welcome back to the Tracy Take. Thank you for joining us today. I hope everyone had a Merry Christmas. Today, Ryan and I will be reviewing the Buffalo Bills win over the New England Patriots. There's going to be a lot of interesting commentary coming from Ryan on this one. But before we get into the review, I want to thank everyone again for all the subscribers that we got over this 2021 calendar year. We hit our goal of 300 subscribers before the end of the year, and right now we're sitting at 321. Ryan and I, we can't even begin to explain how grateful we are for everyone subscribing. And if this is your first time here, please subscribe and help us reach our new goal of getting to 400 subscribers by Super Bowl weekend. We think that's extremely doable, and especially with the track we've been on, we think we can accomplish that and potentially even get to 500. But first, let's get to 400. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, share this video with your Bills and Patriots friends. And Ryan, let's get into it. Big game today. Your Patriots unfortunately lost 21-33. I was listening to it on the way back up from Atlanta. I forgot the name of the two commentators for the Patriots that were on Sirius XM, but man, they were hysterical. Super passionate. I wish every single game was commentated that way. And so, but coming from your perspective, very close battle. I know the final score was a 12-point difference, but it seemed like it was back and forth the entire way. What is your kind of overall take on the game, the Patriots' performance, the Bills' performance, and where this leaves both teams?
Well, okay, so obviously disappointing loss as a Patriots fan. The biggest difference to me was that the Bills showed up and played. The Bills came there and were ready to play football, and the Patriots were still twiddling their thumbs in the locker room until about 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what has changed, but since the bye week, last week against Indianapolis, New England did the same thing, and then they're like, oh shit, we're playing football. We got to go try and win a football game here with 7 minutes left when you're down 2 possessions. So I don't know what is going on with the New England locker room, but they look flat. They look uninterested in playing football. And frankly, they just aren't very good. They've kind of reverted back to a lot of the habits that they have done in the beginning of the year. Stupid penalties. I know at the end of the first half, there was the horrible no call on the Mac Jones out of bounds play. And then to come right back and make a bad situation even worse, Trent Brown gets a taunting penalty to go back 15 yards, which basically killed the drive that was at midfield. So without even playing a down, New England had sent themselves all the way back into the middle of their own territory. And then at the end, with the late hit on Mac Jones as he slid, David Andrews getting the stupid penalty and going up and taunting. And I'm all for protecting your quarterback, and I don't blame David Andrews at all for that situation. Just the fact that you got the penalty, which then negated what would have been first and goal at the 6, to me is just another frustrating situation. More false starts in crucial situations. Christian Barmore jumping off sides. They just look bad. And give credit to Buffalo where credit's due. Buffalo, like I said, showed up ready to play. They took what New England gave them, which honestly was just little dumpy passes over the middle to the running backs. I want to say they had like 12 completions over just off play action, and then you dump it in front of the line to a running back. New England refused to adjust to it and couldn't do it. Then at the very end, New England had them in 3rd and 10 on that final drive twice, and then also a 4th and 1 with the opportunity to tackle Josh Allen for a loss. And J.C. Jackson decided he was going to throw a shoulder tackle at his ankles, and Josh Allen made a miss and got the first down. So there were just multiple times New England seemed like they just didn't want to make plays in key scenarios, and the Bills were taking advantage of it. So
yeah. Well, and that's you look at a lot of the stuff here, just kind of in the NFL, that it's a game of inches, and it's a game of, you come down to a couple of plays, and that's really kind of what it seemed like was happening to the Patriots, especially then when you guys got it 26-21. in the first play
Yeah.
of that Bills drive. How? So as I said, I was listening to this on the radio. How much of a sure thing was that interception that J.C. Jackson dropped?
Oh, I could have caught it.
You could have caught it.
I could have caught it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that.
So usually Josh Allen puts some heat on those balls, like on those slant routes.
Mhm.
He actually threw this one with a little bit more touch. It just went right off his hands. And so JC Jackson, I want you to change your Instagram handle to Mr. Butterfingers or Mr. I Drop Balls, because Mr. INT is not appropriate because you haven't had an interception in the last 4 games. So it's inexcusable. The Patriots played so bad, and they laid down and took it when the Bills were like, we're gonna get a 4th and 1. They just didn't put up a fight, and they let the Bills just run all over them. And again, credit to the Bills for just taking what the Patriots gave them and winning the football game.
Yeah.
So the Patriots have to do more things to cause problems for the Bills. That's all. That's in my opinion, that's really what it came down to. Because from the first quarter to the fourth quarter, the Bills were getting Josh Allen out of the pocket. They were just making these little plays that New England did not adjust to.
Yeah.
Isaiah McKenzie had a good game. Isaiah McKenzie, in my opinion, is primarily a return specialist, and the Patriots let Isaiah McKenzie just. I think he had like 10 catches for 100-something yards.
I think it was 11, 125, and a touchdown. Yeah, and I don't think I've heard his name too much this entire season.
He's primarily a return guy.
Yeah.
So it's just the Patriots just played inexcusably bad. They just played bad. I don't think this team has the mental like, I don't want to say that they've gotten dumber but like they haven't played smart football. Like they have not played smart football.
Yeah, well, it's interesting.
They don't look like a Patriots team. They don't look well coached.
It's interesting hearing you say this from a Belichick squad, which is normally going to be one of the more. But then also, you're talking about the way that the Bills play today. That sounds exactly like how the Patriots break down teams. A lot of smart throws, not dink and dunk type football, but take what the defense gives you and then go from there and work from there. And as you said, props to the Bills for playing that way. Normally they haven't. Normally that's not their MO. I still think they gave the Patriots some opportunities and this is where the Bills need to improve. Devin Singletary is coming up more as running back that we know of, but still having some more running. Yeah, have a more balanced offense run game. But if they're able to throw the ball the way that they were able to throw today, the Bills are not going to have any issues trying to go deep into the playoffs.
The Bills were basically running halfback dives, except instead of running it, they just let the Patriots would drop back into coverage. They would let the running back go like 3 yards past line of scrimmage, turn around, catch it, and then run for about 3 more yards. Like, they did that. I want to say about 12 to like 14 times today.
Yeah, no, and props to them for finding
and like the Patriots just didn't adjust. And like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So the Bills just kept doing it. So props to the Bills. The Bills are going to win the division. They play the Falcons and the Jets the next 2 weeks.
Yep.
And I mean that'll pretty much wrap up the AFC East. I have one more thing I want to touch on, and it's Mac Jones. He was our number 1 rookie quarterback through the first, I guess, 2/3 of the season.
Yeah.
3 games ago, we played the Bills. He threw 3 passes. So you can't really go anything off that. The last 2 weeks, he's looked terrible. He has not looked good. So maybe some cause for concern, but it's not even – I don't even think the Bills did what the Colts did and somewhat confused him. Mac Jones just looked bad today. He was inaccurate with the football, threw into triple coverage to the worst receiver, the first round draft pick of a receiver I've ever seen, to N'Keal Harry. Multiple times he went to go hit a check down, threw the ball behind the guy, way too in front at his feet. Like, it was just an all around extremely poor performance by the Patriots, and the Bills played well and took advantage of it.
Yeah. Yeah, and so
So
obviously Mac Jones' stats have not been what we're used to seeing, especially kind of when they went on that hot streak where the Patriots were playing well. But they're still going up against some solid teams. Sometimes you're not going to get the better of it, but at the same time, if the team's not playing well and the team's not playing well around him, it's hard to kind of blame one player specifically for it. And also rookie QBs are still going to have rookie QB days, just which is
yeah,
odd from what we've seen from Mac Jones, but. I still think the Patriots are going to be a serious threat. The Bills, obviously, I agree with you. I think they're going to win the division. Not really sure where they're at right now. I'm pretty sure they're going to be around the 2 or 3 seed, kind of dependent on what
yeah.
happens with the Titans and the Bengals, because I think that both those teams are going to win the division now. So just kind of figuring out from there. But with the Colts winning and the Patriots winning now. And then with the Chargers losing, that kind of locks up, I would say, the Patriots in the playoffs because they're playing Jacksonville next week, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's going to be a win. That's going to put them at 10 wins. And it's looking like, last I saw, where the Chiefs are dominating the Steelers. And so they're going to have a game up on the Ravens and the Chargers and teams that they've beaten. Actually, I don't know if they've played the Ravens this year, but I think that they have a better conference record against them. But also, I don't think the Ravens are good. But you guys are still good. You guys are still in the driver's seat. You guys might be playing the Bills again in the first round of playoffs if things match up, depending on kind of what happens with all the seeding as there. So that will be very interesting to see if you guys go up to Buffalo, a place where you won. Also seeing what the weather is going to be like and how that game is going to be. But so still no concerns. I think no serious long-term concerns for you guys. It's just going to be sometimes.
Oh no, there are. There's a lot.
Well, just sometimes team have some hiccups, and so that's something I think we can dive in kind of once when we get to that point in the playoffs.
Yeah. I mean, they'll be out the first round of the playoffs. It looks like, and we can do our postseason review then.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
they have a lot of things I think they need to work on. And the scary part is like the Bills are playing well, and they still don't really have a run game outside of Josh Allen scrambling.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm interested to kind of see what the future holds for both of these teams. I think the Bills are starting to turn it up late, and they're playing well. And again, congrats to the Bills for taking advantage and playing well in a critical game. They were ready to play, and they were the better team.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for this episode of the Tracy Take. Again, thank you for helping Tyler and I hit 300 subscribers by the end of the year. And if you have not already, please go ahead and like and subscribe. We are trying to hit 400 by Super Bowl weekend. And that's going to do it for this one. And we will see you guys next time.